What we have for you guys is the Blix Sol X Comfort Cruiser electric bike, and it is impressive. It has one feature that I have not seen in my $10,000, $15,000 bikes, and it's gonna blow you away. So I'm gonna review it, I'm gonna take it out for a ride, see what it's all about, and I'm gonna give you three weaknesses of this bike, just to show you guys that I'm here to help you make a better decision for you. First, Blix for me, it's a company from Sweden. I have the Sol X, which is the cruiser comfort bike. I'll also talk about later a couple of bikes, a cargo bike and a folding bike if that's more your need. But what you're gonna find out is you're gonna learn a lot about the company and the way they make bikes. And really, it surprised me. It's at another level. I test a lot of commuter bikes and a lot of them are $1,400. So this one's a little more, but really they're hardly worth that. This thing at $1,899 kind of is built like those $4,000 to $6,000 bikes from Europe because it is based in Sweden and they really put their stamp on it. Okay, so what we have is a cruiser bike, a step-through style. It's a long wheelbase. It's got 2.4-inch tires that are not knobby, which is really cool because you can go off-road, but it's not mountain bike tires that'll make a lot of noise and drag when you're riding it in pavement, which is really what it's gonna do most of all. So it's got a really comfortable saddle, huge. You don't need those padded shorts. It has a 750 watt Bafang motor, an e-bike. Hardly looks like an e-bike. And maybe it's a giveaway because the battery is right here. It's a 620 watt hour battery, good for about 70 miles. The bike itself is not that heavy, surprisingly 62 pounds. And it's got a payload of like 400 pounds. So we can handle any weight person. And the way they did the weight savings is this frame is aluminum. So pretty cool. And at first I was like, oh man, look at that curve. It's not for me, but why is it that way? So it's a distinctive style, but what they really done, the reason why it's curved like this is to give you maximum step-through clearance. You know, it's not just a V. It's hard to hang up. You have a dress or suitcase or whatever. So it's forward design. And it's got a long wheelbase, so it's very stable, very comfortable. What makes this bike special? And then I'll talk about the build quality and the details. What's special about this is it has an auto electric mode where you don't have to change modes from eco to turbo. And the auto is very cool because it's going to ramp up its assist as you ramp up your effort. And when you let off, it's going to go back down, but it's going to keep going up as you are delivering more effort. And what's cool about that is you don't have to keep shifting modes. And even in the lowest mode, and when you're starting out in auto, it allows you to have a workout. It feels like it's an eco. But when you hit a certain threshold, it's going to go to tour and then to turbo. So really cool. But that's not really the secret. The secret is it has electronic shifting and automatic shifting. So automatic shifting, what is it? It's going to shift up for you. It's going to shift down for you automatically. And that's only possible because it has electronic shifting, you know? So there's a motor that shifts for you. There's some cables there, but the motor is right there hiding. And so really kind of fascinating technology that they have. And I said, that's kind of experimental. It's not going to work, but it does work. Let me tell you. And I'm going to show you on my test drive. Micro shift shifting, high quality shifting, kind of key to making that happen. So it's kind of mind blowing. So what we should do, go on a test drive. I rode it, my wife rode it, I have a GoPro, and come back to me and I'll tell you the pros and cons of this bike. So first I'm going to use the throttle. As you can see right there, it indicates it's in EV mode. Very cool. And it's very easy to maintain speed. 10.7 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour. And then here's the acceleration. Very nice acceleration. All the way to 20 miles an hour. And then if I pedal, I can go to 28. So smooth, torquey. So now let me pick up the pedal. And it tells you that I'm in auto mode, 12.3 miles an hour. And what's cool about auto mode is right here, it's making me work a little bit. But as I go faster and faster, it boosts up the assist. If you want to work a little less, you can go the button down here, Eco, Tour, and Turbo. Turbo, it just gives you maximum assist, 750 watts. Very easy to go all the way to 28 miles an hour in class 3 mode. Okay, so I can shift gears. But here we go. Here is the magic of this bike. We are gonna hold the plus button for a long time. And now it's in auto shifting mode. So right there, as I'm accelerating, it's shifting by itself. All right. So am I that lazy that I don't want to shift by myself? Well, think about this. What if I never have to really think about the shifting part? It's always in the right gear. And all I have to focus on is the traffic and the pedaling, the actual biking part. So right here, it senses a fairly heavy load and it shifted down again. He goes, this guy is not working, or he doesn't have enough speed. So not only does it shift up to a higher speed, but it also shifts down. So let me take a little bit of off-roading here, shifting. And then I climbed right there. That's key to my test. I climbed a little bit and it shifted. I'm almost at the lowest gear. All right, my climbing is over. All right, I'll test it here on the overpass. As I go a little fast, it shifted down to a higher speed. Okay, and now I'm gonna go on this overpass. Oh, it shifted down again because I was still going down. But now here I'm gonna struggle. Struggle is real. I'm expecting a shift. Oh, it downshifted. It downshifted again. So it's not aggressive on the shifting, but it allows you to get up and over the hills, not worry about the shifting. So you can't, it's not gonna pre-shift or anticipate the shift for you. You have to kind of slow down and struggle a little bit before it's gonna do the shift. You know, when you're riding a bike, often, especially an e-bike, you're shifting modes, Eco, Trail, Turbo, you're shifting gears, and it's a lot to take in. But really, what you got to understand is, let's go through some woods over here. Take you guys on a tour. What you got to understand is because of the motor, it should be able to do it for you, and it's electronic shifting. So here I'm in grass. It says, a little bit heavy. I'm gonna put on the brakes a little bit. Pretend I'm struggling. I shifted down again. Shifted. I like it. And when it's an automatic shift, since it actually understands the motor, it can let off the motor momentarily before executing the shift. So it's a smoother shift. So pretty cool, right? So I'm gonna go to a stop. Okay. Yeah, easy breezy. As I accelerate hard, then it upshifts twice, 3 times. So it keeps upshifting as I increase my speed. All right, here is a little show and tell on the Blix Sol X bike. So the striking things about it, it's a cruiser style for sure, and it is a swooping down tube, like right there, and it might put you off a little bit. You're like, man, that looks a little bit unusual, maybe a little feminine, but it really serves a function, which is it has so much step over right here for men and women, and you never have to kick your leg over the back. So a lot of clearance, easy to use. The battery's right there. The other thing you'll notice is the wheelbase is very long. So with the battery here, it's a long wheelbase. It's a comfort, stable bike for sure. All right, and then as I assembled this, I was kind of surprised by the quality. The quality is cool. Look at the saddle. Saddle is so good. You know how a lot of saddles they want you to wear some padded shorts. Well, this is not one of them. You could have any kind of clothing, you'll be fine. Has a pretty nice rack, and it has a MIK system, which means you can just click on the MIK compatible stuff, racks and whatnot. And then the lights, very nicely integrated, stoplight as well as signal lights. And here's the tire. The tire, I love these tires because they have tread, but they are not knobby. Knobby is for trail riding, mountain biking, and you're not really gonna mountain bike with this. Motor is here, 750 watt Bafang micro shift shifter, very respectable for sure. And there is the frame, nice powder coated gray or painted gray metal on the pedals. That's a nice bonus. It hangs really low for low center of gravity chain. It has a metal chain guide, and it makes a little bit of noise, but it's a lot more stable that way. And here's on the front, it's got a nice fender, has a nice badging right there, really cool lights, low beam and high beam, covering on the cables to make it nice and tidy. Has ergonomic grips, and the throttle is right here, so very ideal, easy to use. And this is really cool because you have your off switch light, you have your low beam and high beam right in the hyper position. And I love these because whatever you put it on your last ride, it's going to remember it. And I'm a big proponent of just keeping your lights on all the time. You have some signal lights, see if that works. Not entirely obvious, but visible for sure. But you have to remember to turn it off. It's not a momentary, better as a momentary, but it's not what it is. Got your horn, you got a computer. That's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. It has some pagination. And I just found the button, how to paginate it. Oh man, look at all that data. Power. Oh, it tells you the power of the rider and the motor. Some goal setting there. So you can get your workout, auto. And then here is where it's really impressive. The brakes are very high quality, very light action, adjustable reach, and they're quite powerful. And adjustable stem right here. And then finally, this switch. It's a little bit stealthy. You might need to look at the manual, but to turn it off and on is a button down here. So it's not obvious, but once you do it once, you have it. So press it on for about a couple seconds, and it turns on with, when you release it, with some nice lights, high quality LEDs. This whole switch is quality. And then the last thing that I'll tell you about is that it has a mode where it shifts gears for you. So just hit the plus button, and now, right there, it's gonna shift gears for you automatically. All right, what do you think? Crazy, huh? Okay, so the real, I think, advantage of this bike is the number one is the automatic shifting. You don't need to use it. It's all optional. You can shift by yourself. But the fact that it's there means you can forget about the shifting. You can forget about the electric modes and just pedal and ride and have a conversation, watch traffic, enjoy the beach, and focus on the riding instead of the futzing around. Because we have the motor and because we have the electronics, it can actually do better decisions than you. So the next advantage is the quality. The quality for $18.99 is kind of mind-blowing. It's like a Specialized or a Trek or some of those recent Mueller bicycles that are very expensive, and it's only $18.99. And the quality you'll see the moment you assemble it. It's like, wow, these levers are so light action. It has reach adjust, has ergonomic grips. The lights are really cool. Has low beam, high beam. It has signal lights. Look at that light, so cool. It's got a horn. And then the switch really blows me away. Even the high-end mountain bikes that I have don't have a switch this cool. To turn it on and off, it's right here. Shifting is over here, and then you can do the modes. You can toggle through the modes. So mind-blowing. Adjustable stem, so different kind of heights of riders. Powerful brakes, ideal tires. The rack is super cool. The third advantage or pro I will talk about is it is a good electric system. It's a Bafang motor, pretty quiet, 750 watts of power on the rear, and it's got about 75 newton meters of torque. So enough to get you up those rolling hills. And it's got a torque sensor. Torque sensor means it'll sense how much load you're putting on your pedaling legs, and then it'll match you accordingly. So it can get you early, and then it can ramp up as you need. So it's a very natural feeling kind of pedaling. Battery too, 620, quite generous, and it's gonna give you about 70 miles of range. And then on the flip side of that, it's a bicycle first. You turn off the motor, you can ride around in it, you can cruise around. It's a well-designed bicycle. And one of the evidences of that is this can go class 3, meaning the motor can go to 28 miles an hour, not just class 2, 20 miles an hour. You have a throttle as well. But when you are in class 3 mode, you can actually pedal to 28 miles an hour. You know, I trust me, I have bikes that at 20 you just spin out. But this thing has enough gearing to get you to 28. It has enough brakes to stop you safely. You know, the handlebars are that swept back style ergonomic. So it's a really cool bike, adjustable as well, comfortable. If you're gonna pedal a lot, maybe get a saddle that's not as supportive as this, just so you know you can get your hips going. So a bicycle first, well designed. They have a return policy, 14 days. If you buy it, something's wrong and it doesn't work out for you, you can return it. 2-year warranty, full bike warranty, not just a little part here and there. And they really thought of the details. They even have a phone app where you can program it. It comes class 2. I said, oh, I want class 3. And then I saw, oh man, that app is pretty cool. It has these options. You can do over-the-air updates in case there's firmware updates. And I have one suggestion for them coming up. So there is the pros. What are the cons? EMTB review, of course, we're going to give you pros and cons. The cons, the first one I would say is that the pedaling is, when you're assisted by the motor, is kind of jerky. If you are not the smoothest pedaler, like in circles, and trust me, most people are not, unless you're a Tour de France rider, the motor is going to go like this, and you kind of gonna hear it. So what's missing is the concept of overrun. A lot of e-bikes now and mountain bikes have overrun, meaning as soon as you stop pedaling, the motor doesn't shut off. It waits about 250 milliseconds before it shuts off. And that way, you can pick it up with your other foot. And so when you're pedaling, it goes very smooth. So I wish it had more overrun. I wish it was adjustable in the app, but it's not there. Hopefully they can do it on a firmware update. But you'll notice you're going like this. You're gonna have to pedal really smoothly not to feel any of that slight surging. All right. The next weakness I would say is it's a step through only. So it looks like female bike. Trust me, it's not. I've been riding it. You know, as long as and it's got utility. Yeah, you have a basket here, groceries. It's easier to come here anyway. Most cargo bikes are this way anyway. But unlike most companies that have a step through and a normal style frame, this only has a step through. So you know, a little more female persuasion. And the third weakness, I would say, is it really needs some carrying capacity. So this front right here, this faceplate, is really ready for a rack, a front rack, or a basket or something. But I looked at their site, they don't have it yet. I think it's a new bike, so they don't have the accessories yet, so I hope it comes. But man, it would be cool if it just came with a basket. It would be cool, like I said, it has an MIK system. If you could buy an MIK rack on the rear, just snap it on. So a little weakness there. But at the end of the day, I am pumped. I might keep this bike, even though I have a ton of bikes in the garage, because my wife likes it, and I like it. 28 miles an hour, comfortable. You could, man, if you're exploring beaches and whatnot, and in national parks, maybe running errands at the store all the time, this is pretty darn cool. All right, so we will have links in the description. Like I said, 18.99 Sol X. I see if I can have a coupon code, but if you purchase through my links, it'll help out my channel. They also have a Packagini cargo bike, $2,099 for that one. And if you need one of those folding bikes so you could bring it to your apartment or stick it in your car, they have a Vika X for $17.99. So like I said, thank you very much for hanging with me. Color me impressed with this rig right here. Thanks a ton.